Also, why the fuck is Connecticut like being cut by New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, and kind of Maryland too? Or I guess that's like what the fuck's going on? Also, Massachusetts is gigantic, dude. Can you imagine this being Massachusetts? It would be horrible. Massachusetts, more like mass. Yeah, Massachusetts. Look what they took from us. Yeah, it's all Massachusetts, baby. So the arguments that they're putting forward are fucking moronic. Like they're so stupid because there is no argument, okay? There is no argument beyond we just don't want Democrats to have more power that would be more democratic ultimately and it would be a better distribution of power back to the fucking Democrats. Historically, you don't just open up the opportunity to have like a fucking democratic state without also saying, well, here's a Republican leaning state that we should also give statehood to. Obviously, that's the reason why they can't do it. Historically, they would have paired it up with PR, Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico in recent years has literally turned into one. There's two different problems with Puerto Rico. One is that some people want complete independence in Puerto Rico and some people want statehood. And two, Puerto Rico is no longer a lock for a Republican or a conservative state. So they can't even do that anymore. What is the Chud argument against DC statehood? Like, does the common Republican voter even care? Yes, they do. They want, because for the common Republican voter, it's team sports. So they just want their team to win. So that's precisely why they don't want DC to have statehood. So because their team might have a more equal footing. And that's it. And that's precisely why they do not want statehood for DC. I say merge the Dakotas. Okay, merge the fucking Dakotas. I would even merge the Dakotas, merge the Carolinas. Okay? Merge Virginia. Yeah, make a mega Coda, mega Carolina. Delete Wyoming. Shit would look a little bit better. Absolutely do not merge the Carolinas. Yeah, too late, brother. I just did. Mega Virginia? No, Megaginia. All right, let's hear it.
Talks about what it takes to build a good economy. And he says we either have to manufacture it, we have to grow it, or we have to mine it. Of course, you can milk it too. I guess what he's saying is wealth is created by manufacturing, agriculture, or natural minerals. And those are things that I think every state has in some degree. I'd like to ask anyone up there if they have an idea as far as the number of manufacturing jobs in Washington, D.C. I mean, usually with a big city, Milwaukee, Chicago, it's substantial. Talk a little bit about the agriculture in Washington, D.C., and talk about the mining or drilling in Washington, D.C.
This is the dumbest argument, dude, especially because it just literally ignores how the global economy works in 2021. This is so stupid. Oh, okay. Well, thank God New York State has like something beyond Wall Street. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like New York shouldn't be a state either, despite being like a fucking cosmopolitan city that that basically runs like global finance. Yeah, Rhode Island.
All three of which have to be
Okay, Rhode Island is kind of a good argument to no longer have as a state.
very tiny compared to that what we get in a normal state. So I'll ask, I guess anybody want to take a stab at that? Because we have people talking about the workforce of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Congressman.
Yeah. Okay. Representative Kwesi Mufume corrects Heritage's Zach Smith, who claimed that Walter Fauntleroy opposed statehood.
To statehood. Mr. Smith, you are naming a number of significant people elected and appointed who were opposed to statehood. And you mentioned the former Congressman Fauntleroy. What was his opposition? Do you know?
I do, Congressman. Delegate Fauntleroy was advocating for other voting rights legislation for district residents, but he was saying that he wanted to be clear with other members of Congress that he was not advocating for D.C. statehood because, in his words, that would be in direct defiance of the prescriptions of
I'm going to reclaim my time on that, Mr. Harris. I'm not trying to figure out where Mr. Fauntleroy was in the 1970s, but rather where he was all along since then. And he was a big, strong advocate of D.C. statehood. In fact, we took a train, he and I, and a number of members of the Congress from New York back down to Washington, with each stop having a rally for D.C. statehood. So I think you probably want to check your facts on that, because Walter Fauntleroy was not against statehood. Now,
God damn, dude. Get fucked, bitch. Merge Utah and Idaho and make the Great Mormon State. So let's look at the DC statehood gaining national support.
Think about DC as the capital, other mall or monuments.
Idaho?
But they don't think about the oversight.
Ah, that's great, Idaho. Oh my god, dude! There's some really funny fucking things that you could do. Idaho.
700,000 residents who have no representation in Congress and who are essentially locked out of the democracy that surrounds them every day.
Pro-statehood Democrats have
Listen, Sweaty, if DC wanted to be a state, well, did they consider not being so black? That's literally the entire argument, okay? Look at all the fucking states that we have currently. That's it. That's straight up. I'm sorry. That is literally the fucking argument, okay? That's the real reason.
long called the lack of representation an injustice to district residents. Meanwhile, Republicans have labeled statehood as a power grab by Democrats, looking to change the electoral map.
The United States is the only country which does not give the same rights to the people who live in its capital as everyone else has.
Eleanor Holmes Norton has represented D.C. in the House of Representatives since 1991, but as a non-voting delegate. She has proposed statehood bills multiple times, but none of them passed until 2019.
The District of Columbia Statehood Bill, H.R. 51, is...
Oh, fuck. Before I continue with this video, I forgot. I'm going to run an ad right now because it's top of the hour. Boys, you already know what the deal is. If you no longer want to see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with a motherfucking Twitch Prime, baby. All right? You can do it. I believe in you. Here's the ad now. I'm running the ad. Get those primers out. Let's keep going.
Passed without objection. Motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Or ad block.
It went nowhere in the Republican-controlled Senate, but she reintroduced the legislation at the opening of the 117th Congress. This time, she has 212 co-sponsors and commitment from House leadership that the bill would receive a floor vote. Democratic Senator Tom Carper of Delaware also introduced the companion statehood bill.
We should all be concerned that today, more than 700,000 tax-paying Americans, over two-thirds of whom are people of color, continue to be denied a vote here in this body.
To better understand why DC isn't a state, let's go back to 1787. While writing the Constitution, the Founding Fathers decided that it was imperative that the seat of government was not in a state. Their goal was to keep any state from having outsized influence over the federal government.
Oh yeah, the Dakota Territory. Oh fuck, we got to talk about this too. The Dakota Territory was cut in half and admitted as 2 states as part of a larger scheme by Republicans to add 6 new states over a 9-month period in 1889 and 1890, and thereby pack the Senate with Republicans like you. Exactly. Like, these motherfuckers are they. There was no question as to why the Dakotas were fucking sliced. You know what I mean? There's no reason why the Dakotas should not be one mega Dakota. Crazy. Mega Dakota.
And to keep the nation's capital as a neutral enclave. So they wrote Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, that Congress can exercise exclusive legislation in a federal district as long as it does not exceed 10 miles square, or in layman's terms, 100 miles.
They essentially decide that through what would later be called the Residence Act, that the capital will be somewhere along the Potomac River between the confluence with the Eastern Branch and a creek about 50 or so miles north of here in Maryland. So people in Washington City, which was the largest settlement within the District of Columbia, not only lost their right to vote for president and for members of Congress, they didn't have any government at all. Congress effectively operated as their city council. For the next 220 years, in various ways, DC residents lobby for home rule because they do lose it after 1874 for an entire 100 years, but also representation in Congress.
In 1963, Congress ratified the 23rd Amendment, giving DC residents the right to vote in presidential elections. 8 years later, a non-voting delegate position in the House was reinstated. And finally, in 1973, the passage of the Home Rule Act allowed residents to elect their own mayor and city council. However, all legislation, including the city's budget, required congressional approval. This all remains true today. It's why taxation without representation became the official slogan on DC license plates.
The best way to see the injustice of paying taxes without representation is to compare DC residents and what they pay with other Americans.
If DC is too small to be a state, there's 2 other states that should not be a state.
Despite having no say over how those tax dollars are spent, DC residents actually pay the highest per capita federal income taxes in the U.S.
The concept of one person and one vote is not existent here. We are the last location within the country that pays full taxes that is denied our representation. Until everyone is represented, no one equally is.
While Democrats control both chambers of Congress, the margin in the Senate couldn't be narrower. Vice President Harris is needed to break every tie on votes, requiring a simple majority. And statehood requires way more votes than that, 60 to be exact. That means advocates need to convince Republicans and moderate Democrats to vote yes.
Statehood for Washington, D.C.
I don't know enough about that yet. I want to see the pros and cons.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I mean, see, like, this is what I mean. Like, bitch, you're a Democrat. Like, this is literally the one thing that you're supposed to be on board with. Like, there is no... By the way, guys, there is no constitutional fucking counter argument to, like, offering more representation to American people. Taxation without representation. It's literally in the fucking name. Okay? It is ridiculous that anyone... all Joe Manchin does is expose himself in this regard. As a Democratic senator to fucking literally be like, I don't know what to do about DC representation. Like, it's fucking bullshit. The only reason why you're saying that is because you want to be a spoiler, okay? You're a piece of shit, dog shit human being who wants to be a fucking spoiler for every little thing for your personal branding endeavor that you have embarked upon, okay? That's it. That's lit. It's literally, there is no other reason for why you would say, why you'd be anti-DC statehood. What is this? This is like a caricature of liberals from right-wing talk radio. What is this? When asked about Duckworth, when asked about AAPI representation for the second part, the first words out of staff's mouth is, "We're very proud of Vice President Harris," which is incredibly insulting, Duckworth said. What? Until then, I am no vote on the floor on all non-diversity nominees, she said, including sub-cabinet choices and judicial nominees. She says she would support racial minorities and LGBTQ nominees. After informing the White House, Duckworth said they will get back to me. What? Dude, what are these people doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what is this fucking take that, like, if there's a white person or like a white male that is it's like a Democratic appointee, Democrats are just no longer gonna vote for it? Like, what the fuck? Ugh. Lol, this is Red Rose, Twitter's champion. Really? Tammy Duckworth is Red Rose, Twitter's champion? Are neoliberals that fucking stupid? Since when? How do you go from like me dunking on fucking Tammy Duckworth to like literally turning my attention to you because of how stupid your take was? Duckworth says she'll block all future Biden nominees until he names a high-ranking AAPI official. That demand just happens to come moments before she does a huge favor for Israel by opposing a lead advocate of the Iran deal under Obama, but he's white, so it's for justice sake. Duckworth says she's informed, we already saw this, why the U.S. Senate should reject Colin Kahl's appointment. He was also a major advocate for the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if that's like the way that she's going about it. Maybe she just thought she wanted to have a girl boss moment or some shit. $2022 is going to be so fucked for Dems. They're still going to blame the left instead of this dog shit. Oh, 100%. See? Tammy Duckworth is actually a Rose Twitter
so I'm waiting favorite. To see all the facts. I'm open up to see everything.
I will never vote to give a single middling-sized city the same political power as one of America's great 50
Yeah, which is why Wyoming should be abolished, right? Fucking asshole.
states.
This is a continuation of it.
Like, how can you say this? Like, how can you literally say that while Wyoming exists? Okay, or fucking Vermont too. Vermont has less of a population than DC. Alaska is like nearing DC in a couple of years could surpass Alaska and North Dakota. So what's up?
Efforts by the Democrats to alter the way America operates.
Calls for statehood grew stronger after the security.
Stop saying Rhode Island. Rhode Island still has like, 1 million population, 1 million plus population.
During the Capitol riot in January. The DC Police Department said it sent approximately 850 officers, nearly 1/4 of its force, to defend the halls of Congress.
I'm upset that 706,000 residents of the District of Columbia did not have a single vote in that Congress yesterday, despite the fact that our people were putting their lives on the line to protect our democracy.
Others noted that the National Guard could have responded more quickly if DC had a governor with the power to call them in.
I think the recent events have highlighted why DC statehood is important. I think that it has shown why residents of Washington have been fighting for this issue for quite some time. But make no mistake about it, Whether it's January 6th or the past 200 years, the people of Washington, D.C. are faced with lack of statehood every single day. Democrats now have control of the White House, the Senate, and the House. It is no longer a decision of whether or not they can give representation to the residents of Washington. It's whether or not they choose to do it. And so we hope that right now, this sort of culture of equality and justice will seep into the city of Washington, D.C., and finally end this stain on our democracy.
I'm not going to cover more transgender sports bill fucking shit, okay? Uncap the House. My grandpa also argues that DC should be neutral. How do you argue against the state? Like, what do you mean DC should be neutral? Like, there is no neutrality in DC. Why should it be neutral? Why? What does that mean? Because you touch yourself at night? DC should be net neutral. I'm smart. You want to make DC a state? They can't even make a decent Justice League movie. Shaking my head. Oh, God. Like, what the fuck does neutral mean? You just know, you just recognize that DC is going to be Democrat, and you just don't want fucking Democratic votes. That's it. You just don't want extra Democratic votes because, God forbid, that would be a little bit closer to equality in the Senate. Holy shit, guys. We cannot have that. We cannot have that, guys. Is there a reasonable way to give DC the ability to have voting representation in Congress without making it a full-fledged state, like just giving them senator rep with voting rights and letting them vote in MA, VA elections, but still remain under city congressional authority otherwise? No, why? Why? It's like saying that DC should remain neutral because, like, the president lives there is just as childish of an argument as, like, I like 50 as a number, okay? That's literally it. Like, it's just, there is no good, like, argument beyond baby arguments. What is this?
You know what I love about Hassan? I don't watch a lot of big streamers, but I've started to in the past, obviously, to understand what's going on downstairs. And Hassan is funny because he'll do the same thing I do, where he'll say something and then he'll watch chat and he'll scroll up to someone who said something out of pocket and he'll just yell at that person.
And then he'll go through their chat history.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's like me.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
He's angry and the same as me.
I know.
And it's so...
The rest of the chat is like, yeah, we got it, dude.
Yeah, dude. But it's not for them. It's for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love that shit.
The guy...
100%.
I would be like, I think all companies are inherently good.
Yeah.
And then Hassan will be like, obviously there are corporations which have done things that are irreversibly harming the environment in our society. And then
Okay, it's never for, like, all companies are good, though.
Everyone
It's
else
like,
in chat is
that's such a
like-
dumb take that I would just
Someone said
avoid it.
stun locks. Yeah, it's a stun lock.
I'm getting stun locked already. I noticed
I think
that.
that was the,
That is so funny.
I think that was the meme I made. It was...
You know what I love about Hassan?
99% of chat is Ludwig, and Hassan is looking at that 1%. Sometimes I put on the stock just so we can spar. I don't fall for bait. Guy with a mouthful of worms. No, I fall for bait all the fucking time. All the goddamn time. I'm falling for bait right now while talking about, like, fucking not falling for bait. It's terrible. It's my biggest weakness. It's just, but also Republican politics is literally just all bait. So it kind of works in that in that way, you know? I think I've gotten better with avoiding the bait, though. I mean, listen, if you don't want to get a new flag, just fucking draw another star onto it, okay? For those of you who are just upset, is a simple majority in the House, Senate all that's necessary to make DC a state? No crazy constitutional procedure. No, you need. I think you need a filibuster-proof majority to be able to do that. Yeah, put a really big one in the middle. Pog. Why are Arabs trending? What did I miss? The shooter from Colorado was not just a regular old white guy, but it turns out he was a white guy who was also Muslim. So, of course, now everyone is talking about how he is a Muslim. A lot of the people that originally were very upset at people saying, like, this is a white supremacist act of terror are now running around and saying, no, this is actually Islamist terror. And we're very angry that you are saying that this is not Islamist terror. What now? Libtards is what they're saying. Yes, he is a Syrian, I believe. Okay, moving on to the best kind of drama, Minecraft stands. Apparently, Casey Tron, the queen of African-American vernacular English, who is a big queer baiter and also loves doing racism, is in a battle against Minecraft stans who just found out about racism. Damn, that shit sucks, dude. Look, I love that there are entire communities out there that are really, really getting involved in social justice and whatnot. But from what I understand, there is definitely a big fucking air of toxicity in stan culture. It doesn't matter if we're talking about, it doesn't matter who we're talking about as far as like creators goes. It doesn't matter if it's K-pop, Minecraft, fucking Steven Crowder stans, or any other content creator, juicers. You know what I mean? There's always, even Hasanabi heads, there's always going to be a fucking toxicity involved in stan culture. So Minecraft stans, on the other hand, are kind of interesting because they practice, from what I've seen, I've only tangentially seen this, the Dream SMP Minecraft stans have like a very 2015, 2016 Tumblr era takes on social justice. And because they're like fucking 12 to 14, they don't have the precursory knowledge on like American politics or American history. So they just kind of operate with a lot of, they operate like very aggressively while simultaneously operating from a point of not really fully understanding the issues that they are championing. I still love that though, because I think their heart is in the right place when they fucking throw trigger warnings before they say stuff. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of naivete there. But they just gotta fucking dial it back a little bit. That's how TikTok leftists are too. Yes, I know. I am aware. There are a lot of areas, there are a lot of spaces where there's like liberal, rad lib political demonstrations that are like, that take the identity politics into the next level and exclusively argue on those terms. No, it's the children who are wrong. No, you're right, actually. You're right. Behaving in the way that a lot of these people do is actually correct. I am wrong. I haven't been. They blame Austin in the comments. I know that's a fucking. I know that is a meme from The Simpsons. It's just that like that person was using it there. Okay, is this what COVID lockdown has done to kids today? They're literal 14-year-olds and replies trying to ratio her. This is like their limit break ability, I guess. Sheesh, cold ratio, bro. Time to ratio the homophobe. Yeah, Casey Tron is not homophobic. That's fucking preposterous. And also, she's not racist. That is also preposterous. Please tell me that I am defending yet another big streamer in the face of a much smaller streamer or something. We're defending Casey Tron here. Go ahead. Fucking do it. I know. I'm doing it again, right? The tiny streamer Dream and his tiny community I am criticizing while defending the much larger streamer Casey Tron once again. Call her by her title. She's the queen of the gays. Yeah. The thing is, like, yeah, wait until the Minecraft, I know. Wait until the fucking 12-year-old Minecraft Zoomer babies find out about Notch, okay? I don't know if they know about Notch already, but my God. That will really spoil your wonderful being of existence, your wonderful meaning for existence here. Oh my God. The guy who fucking made Minecraft? Whew. Not the best, folks. I mean, literal Nazi. Anyway, limit break, LMFAO. What's ratioing anyway? Oh, this is like LSF of boomers trying to fucking comprehend what's going on. As if internet culture wasn't toxic pre-COVID. It's only a matter of time until someone from the old wide circle got placed in the crosshairs of the new Austin audience. Surprised it wasn't someone like Zerka first, honestly. So, how did this originally happen? Like, this happened because Casey Tron like called out some Minecraft people or something. Minecraft stands are so pressed they're literally photoshopping things. I will never apologize to you toxic assholes. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Don't trust these children for shit. I've also been doxxed, phone calls, and apparently bank account info. Holy shit. Okay, Casey Tron, explain why the fuck would you DM me this? All because I called you stupid? Using slurs you can't reclaim. Why exactly? Oh, they're just like making stuff up now? That's really great. That's pretty cool. Time to ratio the homophobe. Okay, this person doesn't follow me. Okay, I'm just like looking at my Tommy. I was taken. What are these accounts? She said Roblox was taken. Okay, good. I'm just like looking to see if any of these people. Do you guys ever do that? Or, well, why would you do that? How can you defend Casey Tron against Dream? His fans have done nothing wrong, and I don't know why people keep accusing us stands of being hateful and attacking big streamers. Please don't attack Dream. I mean, they're kids, dude. Like, they're kids. I don't know how else to describe this issue. I don't know how else to talk about it beyond, like, they're kids, and they're gonna fucking grow up eventually and grow out of it. Okay? That's all I gotta say. It is super toxic, and they should chill the fuck out. And Dream and, all these other people that have this kind of community who routinely speak out against, like, the really negative consequences of stan culture should probably say some more shit about it. I mean, I try to whip my audience regularly when they do stuff. Call that Dream and George, I think, for queer baiting. Wait, really? Yeah, kids can and usually will resort to assholery since they don't know better. Casey Tron is probably the least bigoted person from Missouri. That's not a very high bar to set. Okay. Minecraft Stan accounts gets Casey Tron drama into the #1 Twitter trending above the tragedy in Boulder, Colorado today. Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. Dream downplays the hate Casey Tron is getting from stans by calling it constructive criticism.
I'm sorry?
Denounce all hate for Casey Tron today?
I denounce all hate for anybody. I denounce all hate for anybody at all. I denounce any and all hate. I don't support hate. But I think that some people
She had 26,000 viewers last night. Oh, good for her.
certain things that aren't hate as hate. And I think that depends on the personality. Like with me, obviously.
Are they literally 14 or is that just a joke? No, they're literally 14. Like sometimes we joke and we say like, oh, juicers are, you look like a Moki, you idiot liberal. Fuck you. A Moki. Oh man said I look like a Moki. All right, you know what? I'm going to let that slide. I want to see what else he comes up with. Anyway, in a lot of instances, we joke and we say like, oh, juicers are literally 12 or literally 14 or whatever. But I think a lot of these people are genuinely very young. And the thing is like, I don't even know how these dudes would be able to control their audience, if we're being honest. Like, if they were able to control their fucking audiences, they wouldn't constantly get into trouble when shit gets out of fucking hand within their own audiences against them. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, it's like very difficult to make sure that your audience is not being ridiculous. You got 30K. How old do you think your viewers are? I think my viewers are definitely a lot older than Minecraft stands. I have Minecraft stands in my audience, but not a lot.
I see that most people would look at and go, wow, that is incredibly hateful. And I would go, I mean, in terms of even about me, I would go, I mean, they're just being a little rough, but it's criticism or whatever. So it depends, you know, specifically what you're talking about. But yeah, I've seen people be horrible. I've seen people say horrible things. I've seen people say threats and et cetera. And that happens, like I said, with like every community since the beginning of time. But it's horrible to see no matter what. And it sucks when you see people with, you know, with your profile picture doing it, or with, you know, or with a friend of yours or anything doing it, or in your community. That sucks. Like obviously, and I totally and completely denounce any of that. And I think that is a problem obviously on Twitter, but that's a problem with social media. Like nothing's gonna fix that. Like genuinely, it's been around the beginning of time.
So what's up? Like I don't get it. This is kind of like saying stand back, stand by a little bit. But last time Dream was offered constructive criticism, he had a PhD write a fictional story. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. He's right. Just look at the perfect example of constructive criticism his stands are giving. Fuck Casey, fuck her and her raggedy ass sister and that queer and anybody else who wasn't in there. They backing him into a fucking corner. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. That is definitely not pro LGBTQ right there. That's Hassan, they just said you're next after laughing at that. Anyway, hold on. Let me change the stream title because I was talking about Boulder, Colorado shooting, but hold on. Wasn't expecting a 2021 Casey-tron arc. Yeah. Same community docked Schlatt the other day. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if they could control their fucking stands, they literally would control their stands they would stop them from, you know, doxing one another. They also forced him to confirm his sexuality, which he stated he doesn't want to label before watching him being honest. Is not pog. Yeah, it's not good. It is not good at all. Hassan, I swear these kids are basically just new age 4chan, but probably worth much higher numbers. That's for sure. I don't know what you can even do. You know what I mean? I don't know what you can do in that situation. Like, how do you fucking stop people from literally doxing you? You know what I mean? If they can't even get their audiences to not dox themselves, and they are supposed to be like the big names that these audiences admire, love, adore, then how the fuck do you like stop them from taking action against people that you have perceived as your enemy? You know? I think people are failing to remember how horrible 4chan actually was. They made him reveal his sexuality, sure, but his sexuality was straight after him saying he was bi and gay and shit. That's where the whole queer bait thing comes from. I just think the parasocial relationships and how they actually are encouraged is an issue. Stop catering to them. You gotta fucking call it out, but everyone who calls it out still, no matter what happens, by virtue of being a streamer or by virtue of being a content creator on the internet, is still benefiting from it, including myself, including everyone else, including Ludwig, who fucking says, parasocial relationships are bad. This is, I'm just an entertainer. Remember that I'm not your friend. I'm just an entertainer. Okay. Well, how do you explain fucking 30,000 motherfuckers still watching him sleep? You know what I mean? Like, there's still a level, even if you are aware and constantly calling it out, there's still always going to be a level of parasocial relationships that are beyond the control of the streamer by virtue of just streaming. Same with me. I fucking yell about parasocial relationships all the time. It's not speaking against parasocial relationships, though. It's literally encouraging and excusing it. Dream caters too much to the stands. Let's see. What is this? Dream was taken. This community has gone way too far. A bunch of mostly teenagers enjoying watching content creators and making friends with each other. I have never seen anything quite as disgusting. Hashtag cancel dream stands. First, it was the Twitter account with 0 followers and a dream PFP tweeting something weird. Then it was the other Twitter account with 2 followers being toxic. Then it was a weird fan art that I had to seek out to find and has nothing to do with me. I'm rolling, though. People are ridiculous. So many people that get upset on my behalf for things they should just ignore, and instead they used to generalize millions of people. I thought that my fans were supposed to be children. Obviously, I don't support death threats or threats at all, or any kind of disrespect to call it out in time in the community, but people who do those things know that it's wrong and do it anyway. Just tell people to stop murdering. Murder rate drops to 0. I don't. The problem is, like, I've talked about this before with XUC as well. It's just like the small minority of your community is gigantic in comparison to the rest of the fucking the rest of the internet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like it's you gotta say something. You gotta be like, this is completely unacceptable. I don't know. I can't see this going anywhere positive. I literally I can't. From discussing real life atrocities to feeding on teenage internet drama, marvelous. Yes, there is a listen. This community discusses numerous different things, and parasocial relationships is definitely one of those things that we discuss from time to time. I'm sorry that I'm not literally constantly covering fucking the legislation for, fucking 12 hours. Dream stand supremacy, shaking my head. I just don't understand how the fuck. Okay, here's the thing I don't understand. How the fuck did Minecraft streamers, or not Minecraft streamers, but like Minecraft watchers, get so over the top, like, woke? Like, some of the worst parts of like Tumblr culture is just demonstrated in Minecraft, and I don't understand how it happened. I would rather have them be that way than be fucking Nazis, though. Let's be real. Like, that's the only thing that's the only saving grace in this instance. And it's not like I wouldn't even say they're woke, though. They're more, because like that absolves them of any sort of like that shields them from the potential harm that they may be causing. Like, they're not even woke. They're just kind of adopting the social justice aesthetics and weaponizing it in like a really aggressive way. And I don't know if this is like a Gen Z thing and I'm just like too old to understand it. But they're woke in a way they can't elaborate on. Clips via TikTok appeal to the adolescent girl demographic. They become interested in streams alongside Twitter consumption, just leads to being woke. I mean, I have a pretty sizable community, and I routinely fucking speak out on these matters to make sure that people understand that a big part of social justice comes from understanding and empathy and trying to make sure that people can be better. Okay? Redemption. What is this? Dreamers Pogger 69? Okay, stop. You know what I mean? So, if you are desperately seeking any sort of like microaggression in people's behavior just so you can call them out and feel morally superior to them, then you're not really being woke. Like, you're not actually doing something that is beneficial to marginalized communities. Like, seeking, looking into Casey Tron's background because you don't like what she had to say about your favorite streamer is not social justice. It's a bastardization of social justice, and therefore you are diluting the pool of people who are genuinely advocating for social justice by making it seem like everyone is ridiculous and out of pocket every time they fucking engage in legitimate causes. You misattribute that to real marginalized people who are hurt sometimes? I mean, sure, maybe. I mean, I do, yeah. How do I convince my friends, dream stains, that they're going about things wrong, Sag? It comes with time. Like I said, I would rather have them be SJWs, I guess, than fucking Nazis. But you know, TikTok and Minecraft social justice is so OP. Like, I just don't know. I don't know how the fuck. I don't know how the fuck you dial it back a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like I feel so old when I talk about it. It's like either you're a fucking if you're Generation Z, if you're a Zoomer, it feels like you're either like a Leafy is here type fucking edgelord who literally has to like spam tryhard every time you see a black person, or just like fucking say the N-word from the top of your lungs, or you have to be the kind of person who's like saying shit like you're really hurtful to non-binary people because I don't know. I can't even come up with anything right now. I just like one time you misgendered someone accidentally and that person didn't even care about it, and you never did it again. But I found that you did that once, so you're fucking transphobic or some shit, you know? Early Zoomers aren't in those two groups, so these stands will grow up and eventually realize how fucking cringe they are. Yeah, I think so. I think eventually they will get there. A lot of streamers probably feel like bringing this stuff up is political. Every time social justice comes up, people stamp, here we go, politics. I saw Dreamstan saying that having ADHD means you can say the R word. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really, like I said, like having like or being considerate of social justice is a good thing. It is a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. What is this? Look, please. Wait, is this real? Did he actually say this? 80% of people who get the coronavirus will feel a mild cold. Think those people are being tested for coronavirus and counted? These numbers are severely misleading and are just fear-mongering? There's no way. Completely misleading and spreading misinformation. For the average person, it is no worse than the flu. The difference is most people are vaccinated for the flu. Oh, no. Are you fucking serious? This has got to be fake, right? There's no fucking way. This is literally like, this is like Elon Musk levels of cringe. Bullying someone under the guise of social justice is not okay, though. We both know Casey's not a racist. Yeah, exactly. I do agree. I don't believe that this is real. There's just no fucking way, dude. The parasocial society that kids are growing up right now in is kind of scary. I can sort of understand your hatred for dank hugs when I see this kind of stuff. Yeah. I think creators have a lot of power. If Dream really wanted to make it stop, he can literally tell them to shut the fuck up. It's not that easy. Especially because there are people within the community that they have created that literally fucking end up doxing some of the creators that they disagree with. You know what I mean? That shit's completely unacceptable, by the way. Like, it is completely unacceptable. You can't do that. You should not do that. You can't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's ridiculous. Okay? Absolutely ridiculous. Like, you dial it back. Dial it the fuck back. TikTok is turning social justice practice into dox and cancel and removing all the reparative and effective aspects. Kids just overcompensate for what they are. Yeah. I found the tweet cached on Google. It's real. Oh, no. Twitter is going after you now. I think it'll be all right. Maybe it's the... Did you make this up? Hassan, you're a cishet white man. You have no place speaking over people hurt by Casey's actions. God? Oh, no, I as a cishet white man, speak over and in matters that pertain to marginalized communities all the time. And I will most likely continue to do it. Yeah, I'm going to continue doing it. And I just gay baited too. By doing or is it sorority girls? I don't know where the fuck it comes from. Anyway, early Zoomers are Gamergate deep shits. I want it to be, I want people who genuinely have an interest in advocating for marginalized communities to use their fucking efforts in the most productive way possible. So I always I think it's just like, I think it's just people being young and overzealous, and they will inevitably grow out of it. Probably some of them will keep having like really stupid points of view. Some of them will keep having like really stupid points of view. They'll grow up to be like very dumb liberal adults. Some of them will develop a deeper understanding of the history of marginalized communities, historical materialism, and root their worldview. There are Minecraft stands in here right now. Thank you, Cultural Visual, for the thank you for the subs. There are Minecraft stands in here in this community that have went on their own personal journey. Everyone learns from their mistakes and gets better and gets smarter. That's all you can fucking expect from people. I just always wonder like where it comes from, like where these people are coming from as far as like how they develop these points of view. The art I've stumbled upon on Twitter from these stands I will never forget. It genuinely keeps me up at night. The vile shit I saw. Q baiting. In case you're trying to listen up here, you are a cishet woman. You are a cishet. Cishet, shut your mouth and do not talk about queer baiting ever again, okay? You have to place in that subject. We don't need you to amplify our voices. We can fight for ourselves. Yeah. A lot of stands think that because they're LGBTQ, they can use slurs and say homophobic remarks against people they don't agree with. I know for a fact that if you get into arguments and your stands go after someone relentlessly, you will at least spend 10 minutes yelling the fuck at us. Maybe it won't stop everyone, but it does send a message. Yeah. I just never thought that this would be something that I was having a... I never thought I would see a point on the internet where I would literally be saying, like, you guys are doing the wrong thing while being, like, radical liberals. You know what I mean? I literally always just assumed that most of the communities on the internet that go toxic would be right-wing, super reactionary. You know what I mean? So it's a weird place. I'm in a weird place here where I see people who I believe have good intentions overall, or at least their heart's in the right place, but they're like going about it the wrong way and weaponizing social justice. Cached tweet of versions or version of Dreams tweet. Yikes, they were real. They are real. At least he fucking deleted it, and it's back in March. I'm sure that he no longer has, like, an idiotic point of view like that. I don't really agree with Dreamer stands that's much, but some of these people aren't presenting Dream's side of this, which is hypocritical. There's toxicity and stupidity in all of us. We have to be aware not to feed it. You talked about this earlier. What is this? What did I talk about earlier? What the fuck is this, dude? I clicked on this and it's like trying to log me into my fucking account. What are you doing? Motherfucker, what are you trying to hack me, dude? Homie's trying to fucking I got like fucking 12-month subscribers in here who are like trying to fish me. I know, right? Constructive criticism is really helpful too. I love these ones in particular. Incredibly constructive. Thank you, Dream Stands. Just log in real quick. Didn't this Dream guy cheat in Minecraft? Huh? Anyway. Stop silencing black people's discomfort by calling us cancel culture? What? What is that? Dream being pro R word? It's a slur. Don't fucking say it. And the story says who the language police. You don't go around. Wait, I don't get it. Is like, how is... Bro, this Dream kind of strikes me as like is this real? Like, shit that I'm seeing unironically makes it seem like he's just like a regular fucking white dude on the internet who's like a bit of a fucking centrist in like almost every way. So how are his audience members so fucking woke? Like, he's from Florida. Oh, that makes sense. Says who the language please. You don't get to go around enforcing your own language rules on behalf of other people. It's a descriptive word and has been used to describe slow development for a long time. Just offensive as dumb and idiot. Do you ever use those words? Oh, fuck. I've made that argument before. God damn it. Fuck. That was in 2019. Lolly apologized for it many times. From what I see, he doesn't like that anymore. Shit, dude. That's literally fucking... I've talked about ableism as well in a similar capacity. Fuck. Okay, he's right. I'm a dream stan. All right? Fuck, dude.